Thank you for coming. When you join, you share immediately. Let's get this good and going. All right, thank you. Please, once you come online, you share extensively. Let's get everybody on board before we pass this simple message to some of our Southwest elite. It's going to be a simple, straightforward message so that we can get them involved with what we're going to be saying today. So once you join, you share, bring everybody on board extensively. Let's see what exactly is going on. Happy Sunday for those of you watching from Belgium. If you're watching from Bamenda, happy Sunday. Those of you watching from Kendem, it's also a special Sunday. And of course, I want to continuously thank you all for your endless support, for your counsel, and of course for all the good things you do for the promotion and fast forwarding of our revolution. When you join, please, you share and bring everybody. Like I always say, you have the responsibility to always click on share, click on like, and of course we must continuously put it in our mind that what remains necessary is our ability to understand that there is only one thing that is needed at this stage of the movement. And God bless you immensely. Like I've said, we'll continuously fight to the end of the revolution because that is the just thing to do. So please, as you join, bring everybody on board. Let's see what's going on. Thank you, Tevez, who's watching from Ikata, Moyoka. Yolis Otis. Happy Sunday to you, Comrade Dollar. Please, once you join, you try to share. We'll start this show once we have 500 persons or thereabout, and that should be achieved in the next couple of minutes. All right, so once we have the platform built up, we're going to kickstart our show. And of course, be sure that we will have this message down the throat of this wicked Southwest elite, or elites if you like. I think that we have had enough from these people, and it's about time we started telling them what we're going to be doing in the days ahead. I think there is no way at this point in the movement where we can begin to play hide and seek with the future of 10 million people. I say 10 million people because the statistics that some of us have on the number of Ambazonians has been 8 million is very inaccurate. I think we have at least 10 million Southern Cameroonians who are living on planet Earth. And so to continuously say that they are just 8 million, I think, is underrating our population a thing that we want to change. So there are exactly or more, at least more than 10 million Southern Cameroonians, most of whom will be watching the show. So once you join, ladies and gentlemen, you have the responsibility to share extensively to all groups, and then you bring everybody on board so that we can get this show to exactly the dimension that we want tonight. Good evening for those of you watching on Ground Zero. It's a rare privilege to have you join this special Sunday show. Like I've said, we are at least 10 million people, not 8 million. And I think that message, we should start singing that message across the international community. Because population-wise, I think we are a very big country with 10 million people. It's not biscuit. So when you join, you share. We should start this show in the next 2 minutes, I hope. So once you join, you share extensively and bring everybody on board so that we can move the show ahead. Thank you all once more for joining. We will soon start as soon as everybody's on. I want to thank the restoration forces around Ekona, Moyoka, for arresting some Sonnet workers from French Cameroon, or what you prefer to call TATAW-NEW. I think I have just confirmed that. It's about 3-4 days now since these people were arrested for violating the laws of the land. And we want to continuously thank our restoration forces for the formidable jobs they are doing on the ground. You know, it is a very tedious task to see that despite the lack of resources, these, our brothers, have put their lives on the line. They have decided to fight the enemy even with just bare hands. And that is to tell you more about the determination of a people and how much they are ready to go. Today, I am really very pissed off. And I want to say these things and say them once and for all. And let it be known that there is never going to be a different generation that is going to restore this independence. That's what I'm trying to say. There is never going to be a different generation that's going to restore this independence. What do I mean? I mean that it is now, it is this generation. We cannot wait for our children to make the same mistakes that our forefathers made, that the Funchers made. We are going to stay on and fight till the last man standing. Now, a lot of people might have concern about some of the things that happen from time to time in our movement. It is part of the burden that as a people we have to carry. And of course, we will always want to say this. With over 8 million people living in one of the most richest, in fact, it is the richest. It's not even one of the richest countries. I should say one of the richest countries. You know, with a very powerful pedagogic class, a class of people full of intelligence. It only suffices for me to tell you guys that the least thing, for those who don't know, I want to get this straight. The least we can hope at this juncture is what you all know. Today, I'm going to start now. Today, I have come with a special message, what I've termed a special Garri message for Southwest elites. You must be aware that some Southwest elite elites, if you like, from the various divisions or counties have converged on Boya recently to discuss some epileptic maneuvers, to discuss some issues that are not related to the aspiration of the people they are supposed to be representing. And that is why I have decided to come online today, because of this and more, to let these elites know that what they say about the people of Ambazonia has no bearing. What they hope has no place. They don't have an opinion. They don't have a say in the affairs of Southern Cameroons. They do not and will never decide for the people of Ambazonia. I want this message to go to Mengot Victor Array, to go to Senator Tabetando, to go to Ekema Patrick, to Mafani Musonge, to Fon Mokete. I want this message to go to Mbela Moki Charles, to Honorable Eno Tanjong, to Honorable Pun Suzanne, to all the elites of the various counties in the Southwest, or what we prefer to call Southern Zone. I want them to know one thing, and I want to make a very concrete declaration today. Quote me anywhere. My name is Eric Tato, and I'm going to say it the way it's going to happen. And you see, I listen with undiluted attention. These elites, please, if you join, you share, invite everybody, and keep typing. There is genocide in Southern Cameroon. Type your county or village that has been destroyed. Put it on this show. I want to say this to all the elites of the Southwest, particularly because we have gone past a stage, but they are yet to understand. So I want to bring back their memories. I want to refresh their medulla oblongata. I want to bring them back to book. Let them understand what we mean when we say that we are fighting for our independence. I read and I listened to those elites making a declaration saying that federation is not even needed because they are happy with decentralization. Of course, they should be happy because they are in Yaoundé. Yaoundé is decentralized. We don't have any problem. Because first and foremost, they have ceased being citizens of Ambazonia by deciding to align with the authoritative, dictatorial, and genocidal regime in Yaoundé. And let me say this to the Mengots, to the Tabetando, to the Mafanis, to the Musonges, and to the Mbelamokis, that the time is now. And if we have elites who can go on a meeting and talk politics without acknowledging or castigating a government for killing their own people, they are not worth staying with us anymore. They have stayed for a while watching these people, thinking they are going to change. But it is clear that these guys are bent on pursuing their personal idiosyncrasies. They are bent on pursuing their personal concerns and interests. Therefore, we have to take action. And I want everybody listening to me, all world power, to get this as a clear point that Southern Cameroon is at war, and that the government that is waging war against the people of Southern Cameroon is using some of its brothers to kill them. Therefore, as a means of self-defense, we have to step up the game on the elites. Yes. Now, let me say this, and let me be very clear about my position with all of these elites. All of them, I know them, those of them who attended that meeting, they will start hearing from me. They will hear from the people of Ambazonia. It's a fact, because it would appear they think that we are joking. Let me just say this as a side talk, that the minimal thing, the least, that's the smallest iota of consolation, of compensation, the smallest thing, the jot of consolation, of compensation to the people of Ambazonia will only be independence. Independence is not even enough. We need, see, let me say this. Maybe some of these elites don't understand what's going on. Even after independence, we will still not be satisfied. Don't be surprised that this war might even continue after independence. So, they should not provoke us. Because after independence, we will still need beers, we will still need beer, we will still need to Garri beer, Garri all those other people who are causing this genocide. I want to see this. I want to say this very clearly. I want to say this clearly, that the time for jokes is over. I mean, when I say over, I mean like completely over. And these elites don't understand what's going on. That is why, from Monday, they will start getting the heat. I have taken the personal initiative to make sure that they start feeling the heat. They will hear. They will hear from me. And the people of Ambazonia, they will hear. Those elites will hear. Mengo should remember what happened in Binjom. It will happen again to all of them who are in that meeting. It's simple. Restoration forces, I've spoken with some today. I talked with all of them. It is simple. We have already earmarked those people who have carried guns, bombs, and other weapons from Yaoundé. And they've come to Southwest in the name of a meeting to come and strategize on how to kill our people. We will not allow it. Now, let me say this. Where is the humanitarian relief fund? They took money, openly donated money for terrorism. And people are here looking at them. I want to say this in my name as Eric TATAW. Quote me anywhere. None of those elites will enter Ambazonia again. None. Now, during or after independence, they will not be able to enter Ambazonia. It is clear. We have already taken the measures to ensure that we go on these elites. Let me be clear. Let me be clear here. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for that little interruption. Let me be clear here that these elites who came from Yaoundé to converge on the federal capital of Ambazonia have committed a felony. The crime is a felony, and we will treat them accordingly. Trust me. Trust me. When I say trust me, trust me. I mean, who is Mengo? Who does he represent? Tebetando, Mafani, Mbelamoki, all those people from Yaoundé. Who are they speaking for? Who are they speaking for? That's the question I want to ask. Who are they speaking for? You come to our territory and then you talk about things. My goodness. It is simple. Let me say this. We will put Garri in their houses. They need Garri. Yes. Restoration forces, you understand what I'm saying? We will put Garri in their houses. Senator Tabetandu needs Garri in his house. Mengo needs another Garri in his house. Mafani Musonge needs Garri in his house. Melamoki, you need Garri in your house. In your farms, you need Garri. We will give you Garri in your farm. You use Garri as fertilizer. Yes, you will use Garri as fertilizer. All their farms will be Garri. We'll give them enough Garri. They need Garri. They need Garri. Excuse me. This one is a clear message. I'm not mincing my words. I'm saying things that will start happening from Monday. That from Monday, we'll start giving all these elites enough Garri, whether in Yaoundé, or in Boya, or in Manu, or in the BLM, or in Kupe Maninguba. Anywhere, we will take Garri to them. They need it. They need Garri. And so they should have this message that we have started the process of Garri, and they will have Garri. They will have Garri and they will partake in the process. They will go through the process. Because, my brothers and sisters, fellow Ambazonians, how on earth, now, the last 1 week or 10 days from the time of the Washington conference, before the 3 or 2 days before that date, till now, I've updated my list on the number of deaths. There are at least about 7,000 Ambazonians that have been killed now. 7,000. And a total of at least 450 villages have been touched. I mean, the villages that have acted as you go to that village, there's at least one house that has been broken into by a soldier, or one person has been killed in that village. There are at least 450 to 500 villages. And elites who are supposed to represent, and they come from those villages. In Mbinjom, where Mengo comes from, a guy was killed in Mbinjom. You go to Tinto, to the Tinto Akriba, Fotabe, and all that lane, where Eno Tanjong comes from. Many youths have been killed. Go to Ashum, where Chief Betjem comes from. Boys have been killed. Go to Kembong, where Honorable Okun Suzanne comes from. Kembong was simply raised. Go to any part of Ambazonia. Is it in Jini Kijem? Is it Pifan? Is it Befan? Where? Is it Kendem? Is it Afu? Baton Number? Mbeme? Kwano? Grupen? Where? Nyenaba Sabis? Name it. Etoko Mai 22? Or where? Bachontai, where Tabetandu comes from? Or Oban Three Corners? Oban Three Corners was not even there. They have destroyed everything. People are living like slaves. That is even a sad case. And elites come on a meeting and talk about decentralization. They talk about things that will favor them. I wait for them because it's their end. We are going to serve them with Garri. We are going to serve them with Garri. You can imagine, name the villages. Ingi, Ashong. You can imagine how many villages. I ask myself, say, Mami, now I listen to Gangzero. They were brothers them who are picking them where they for Yaoundé. Now, the guy was kind of hard. Now, question that the article. The guy was kind of hard. That's the question. So, as a matter of fact, all restoration forces listen to my voice this time. I'm not saying I don't really take note. Today, I come up to talk with some restoration forces on Ground Zero, where they arrest chief of center for Enyo for Boya. They don't arrest him. I call. They arrest him with 3 francophones. I talk say it will be best for we to live with our brother Nigo. We teach those frogs them a lesson. Now, this elite them, they fish with the joke. The elite they fish with the joke. It be clear, say all them when they there for that meeting, Their names are already submitted. Their names are already submitted to restoration forces. Restoration forces, they get enough bags of Garri. Enough. So they go take that Garri, go with them for their houses and for their farms and for their personal self. So because they need this Garri, so we got to take that Garri, go get for the house. Not worry for day because your house will receive the Garri very well. You need the Garri so that next time when one come from Yaoundé, you will get enough Garri for entertain people. So the fact be clear, mommy, papa, where they listen me for Grand Zero, as I drag your ear, if you be relative for any of these early they go home meeting for Boya. If you there for a house, come on for a house because we go can't get that Garri. We not want me you there where they get that Garri. You not go like the Garri not for you. We not like me you take part for the Garri. So if you there for Tabetando a house where be relative, come on for the house. Because we no one bring that Garri where you did it. If you there for any of the houses, come on you there because no one bring Garri where you did it. Because whether they do how, we must give Garri for that house now. Yes! We go give Garri for those houses. Enough is enough. Now, as soon as we know, as soon as we don't hear, for Sonora, when our company, now we Ambazonians, now we will own Sonora. Now we will get Sonora, we will get all things. It's there for our own town, for Limbe, for Victoria. They don't move all Anglophones for Sonora. Even the woman where yesterday then a human resource manager, they don't move them. They go bring that Tupuri people there from north, far north. Now then for Sonora all over. Now they don't take Sonora. Sonora is no Anglophone not there, so we thank God for that reason. So now we don't ready to do that job. We don't ready because we too be good. We got to go give them Garri now for inside of Sonora. Now, restoration forces, you don't need for go for inside Sonora for go give man Garri. Just as Unabi take that francophones them where they go fix light. When I take a chip for Sonel, now 4 days is a day with Una. I don't talk, I be happy, so I don't do that job. But I don't beg to say when I leave with abroad, I may go. When I hold that frogs them. As when I take them, now so when I don't need for go give Garri for man way to put in man or put it from far north for where they work for inside Sonora. You don't need for go inside Sonora. We go do the job for you. We go find the address them. You go know side where they day so that when I go take Garri quietly for night or for daytime or when they don't come back for work, you go give them the Garri. Give them that Garri now for that one hand, for that right. If man way it use that left hand, give the Garri for a left hand. They might use right hand, give the Garri for a right hand. They get for hold the Garri, enjoy the Garri. Now so we get for do it. So we got to take these actions and because it be very important. Make these people begin to know say we don't change the game. The only way for we forget this independence now for do some of these things about the talk. We got to ensure say all these French workers the way they did for Sonora, make them stay well with enough Garri so that when they go back, they go take that, they go show their brother, they say, now Garri this, we can't take them for Limbe. But I don't like me go because I don't get enough Garri. The Garri go correct for we for family. Don't go there again. Leave the Garri. That is the message. Because as we know, as we all know, the people they don't take we for fools. Now why that way? Despite the fact say they don't burn over 400 of our villages. Our elites, the physical go down for Boya. Open their mouth and then they talk nonsense. You know why they talk? Now because they still enjoy some level for peace and security. Excuse me. So for we for be able for make a man no can talk the kind talk for Boya. Now for start for that Sonora. All these two people they don't come from north. From wheresoever, we not be Anglophones.
we got to give them Garri. Man when I left her, give Garri for a left hand. Man when I right her, give Garri for a right hand. When we don't do them so, when I see and say, all these elites, they don't seek at the top. When the elite come out here and they won't come, they don't give Garri for a house. The relatives, they stay for some other house because they don't like that Garri where they jam because they're not honest relatives and they don't want to take Garri when they brought their own day Yaoundé. They go no say we mean business because we give them Garri. So this thing, it has to change. We're not going to spare our brothers when they go that meeting for Boya. We got to give them enough Garri. We got to take care for these francophones and give them Garri. Me they enjoy the Garri. Because we see say this movement, it want to dance because they sympathize. Because we need to strategize. Who the way we go give them Garri, we got to define who got to take Garri. Any of our brother will go contrary to the rule, we go show him how they make Garri so that he go understand what you mean by Garri. So we must understand this particular principle. This one, restoration forces, they don't really take notes. And all the elites, where they go down meeting, me they know say that the last meeting that. Because we'll give them enough Garri where they go fit, they go chop flops, they no go fit ever go to other meeting. Whether they then at Yaoundé or they then at Wusaito, Garri go meet up them, either for the house, for their farm, or in person. Now the approach that way we'll get for taken now, henceforth. Now, I want to move to the next point when about school resumption. I don't listen to debates about school. I don't listen to people talk a lot. And I don't look resolutions where leaders they bring out. Mommy and Papa, listen for me. Nami, Eric Tato, Nami, I want to tell you. Say, the issue for school, for mention the word school, for every talk about, further anything about school, not taboo. Now wait, not taboo. Not taboo. When they get one man there for war, they need to talk about school. School not be tiwe with the thinker. In fact, school not ever there for any type of discussion for social media. Now whether we know I can talk about school because it not be thing for talk about. School not be thing for talk about. Because say people not understand what will happen. Ask yourself, say picking way there for daddy, we don't cross that in a Danari 1 or 2 for Nigeria. Or picking way you don't kill papa like this, but Agbo where they just kill them for Manfe. Or the picking the way they kill their papa for Ofen Tiben. What about the one the way they die from Jinikijem? Kembon, Kwakwa, Mongondo, Bokonso, Bakumba, Ayukaba. What about all those villages? What about all that picking them when they're there for bush? The one that they born them for bush. What about them? Then you get hard for. See, for me, Eric Tato, I want to talk, say, I don't need for talk when they tell us say that La Republic will go do this for school. No, any picking where go school, is they against the rules for Ambazonia. Me they give that picking small Garri. Give Garri for 1 finger. If we give like 20, 50, 100 picking them, Garri for that one finger. Did a middle finger so. Did a small Garri me the whole and for the finger so. The one. Did the Garri for the finger. For the one so. Me was small Garri. Say to go school. When we give like 100 picking and Garri, they chop for the finger. When they chop Garri for the finger, none of them will talk about school. Ma tell you one thing. Forget about that noise. When they talk say education will make will get independent, will be in adult people. Forget about that stuff. Nothing really exists like that one for the world. When people have a war na war. You know the first time picking for school where others are the fight. Now we are slave for the fight. So if it's not every cat of fan for come on Facebook and talk, me like Republic Marky X say no ever can Cameroon see they get that independence. Now you want to go school. You know go that school. You know go that school. School not there for Ambazonia. They don't talk and that is final. School not be discussion. That is on talk about social media at all. Now zero, see, zero school for inside town or for bush or any place school that exists. For bush side na the worst thing. So when we talk say school not there, it means that school not there. So no way not there. When I will talk say, oh, me the same picking up. Which school? Which school? Now I say which school? Any picking way go school for September. Any picking go school for September. No matter say la Republic will come. We will go give Garri for the one finger. So the one, the middle finger. We will give Garri there. And if it's strong head again, we give Garri for a dominant hand. Me will and go give Papa there for house. And you the Papa will send picking for school. We will give you to Garri. No school, me say no school. No teacher no go school. No principal. No head teacher. No person no go school for Ambazonia. That is final. That is a fact. Any teacher will go school for Ambazonia. Una Garri one hand. Una give Garri me for one hand. And me a talk. Call me anywhere, man. I every cattle. Una not talk at the top. So they don't keep people them. 7,000. Una say talk about school. Because school go only profit in la Republic. School go profit in la Republic and that is for Yaoundé. School not be profit you for nothing at this time. You not get nothing but benefit from school. Me when I go school, should I finish university? I go kind book. I work for that government. Ask yourself that question. Well, if it's not 300,000, what did they pay you? 300,000 a money? 300,000 a money? Nonsense. Say school. School now which kind of discussion? School now waiting. Be get there for get billion go to school. You know how many billionaires in America they go to school. So all man will go to school for rich? Nonsense. The issue be clear. If you want to take your application for school, no problem. We'll give Garri me can give you. We will give Garri me can give you. Nonsense. Listen, let me tell you something. It is acceptable to hurt stubborn children. Have you ever heard about spare the rod and spoil the child? We were not going to spare any rod and spoil these children. Any picking, therefore stay house for September. That one a law for the land. Now ultimate sacrifice. School not important past 7,000 people don't die. No man no go school for Ambazonia. And at the talk say no man no go school because I will make sure say me no man no go school. September, any picking won't try see fire. Me go musia. Anyone me go musia. Listen, let me tell you people something. I'm saying something else, people are writing something else. I've said that if you want to interpret Garri, to me what you're interpreting, that's your problem. What I've said is simple. That, listen, the issue, say they ever make revolution and fail now because the people they feel say in a romance. This will not be love for inside room with your woman. Not be family meeting. Now war. I said now wait, now war. When now war, now war. When you're at war, you're at war. There is no school in a war zone. No school. It's simple. That's a simple thing. Every you go for any court for the world, school not ever play the fight war. Never. I mean say no school. And when I tell you no school, we go take extension for the Republic. Extension for the Republic. Schools then go be disrupted for the Republic. Schools then will hold you for Douala and other places. So if you go to Douala, if you say safe, we will go destroy schools for Douala. We will disrupt those schools. Schools will know. See, call me anywhere. Call me anywhere. I did talk it in on live Facebook. Because I need fear. Look at people. What are supposed to say? We are at war. And listen, people don't understand what to go on. If you understand what to go on about the people, listen, they kill people like fowls, chickens. And then you can't talk about school. School not be hold. School not go ever hold. Because school let you hold for war zone. It's simple. The issue about school, now zero. The discussion about school, now zero. We need to talk about schools. Those are things we don't have to discuss about them at all. Any child that will go to school will be Garri. His finger will be Garri. We'll give Garri on this finger. Any teacher, head teacher, principal, teachers, discipline master, anybody seen around school will also give the person a bit of Garri somewhere. It's clear. Restoration forces have that order. They have it and they have to respect it. They are already implementing it. Let me tell you something. This thing, September, you know, when I say October to remember, some of you have not understood why I wrote that headline in my last video. October to remember. Because listen, one of the ways for elections not to hold is to disrupt schools, is to stop schools permanently. Permanently, not schools. It's a simple technique. Any child that goes to school, give the child Garri on this finger. Simple. Any child, if you meet 1,000 children in school, put them, block them up, and then give them Garri. One finger Garri, all of them 1,000. Any school because you hear me take this talk while I tell you. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Of course, if you see my own Pekin for school, Garri the Pekin. Garri! Listen, you have to stay home. It is law. It is illegal. It is a felony to do that. So, in restoration forces, if you go to school, you see 200 Pekin them, you just put them for one room. You give them Garri for that one finger. If you care, tell me I go announce and say that me I don't. You give them Garri for that one finger. Because we will not be continuously stay quiet while the people they try to mess up our movement. You give God, listen, when government, the whole meetings, me school they open, in the whole meeting, the thing go on, it means that thing they affect that government. It means that thing they affect that government. And therefore, we have to do exactly what the government no one do, no one will do. Now, I talk one thing. The issue of school, I'll come back later. I won't go for the other very important thing. When I bring me all man, anybody don't join the show, invite your friend come to get this message. The one about September 18. September 18, now day way will not get for joke. September 18th, through that period, from when the United Nations General Assembly will start from New York, we will start from that 18th. Now go day from 18th to day will finish. I not go work, I not go do nothing because I get targets for throwing at least one bag rotten tomatoes for poor behind skin and tang at the poor skin. That's how they say, poor they need to cross go there. Now America, police not go stop me. I go put my way through cars and the crowd. So what are the talk I say? Any man when they live for America, today, September 18th day, more than close to a month. It is more than 20 days from today. So go for your office or pay the work. I beg you in God's name. We got to get all Southern Cameroonians where they live for America for before them. We got to get everybody they live for Canada, like my friend Chemlo. We get for before them. September 18th for New York, United Nations General Assembly will start the opening session. And so all the world leaders will come. We will target a particular group of politicians. Antonio Guterres, United Nations Secretary General, we have to find to know how the pass. We have to make sure say we throw a tomato for his skin. French diplomats and French president, tomato and rotten eggs and Garri, we have to make sure say we try for Macron his skin. Paul Biya, the same thing. We find Buhari for Nigeria. I mean, listen, now golden opportunity. Now talk about the tomato, rotten eggs, and Garri and all this stuff. Some person behind me say, you should say, not be crime. I don't tell the person, say, me say, now one thing, me say you are not red. You know, if they say they will trade Garri and eggs for some person's skin, if you say the wrong thing, now I tell people they say, before I can talk something for social media, I don't read and where I research and make sure say nothing implicate me, I never implicate Amazonians. Because it's in a legal right for to eat tomato and dirty them for politicians that skin. They do it for Britain, for Canada, for America, and for everywhere. And the people they come out proud and newspapers they carry that kind of news well. So, all man where they live for America, New York on the 18th, come with Amazonian flag, come with your tomato, come with your rotten eggs. Whether the eggs rotten or not, just buy one tray egg, $3, $4, you get good eggs. You bring them. You don't even need me rotten. Because egg, first of all, so far not fry the smell. We go litter the streets for New York. Only the amount for dirty for eggs, tomatoes, Garri, where go there for that pray for national, that United Nations General Assembly building. Only that alone go be a news for this people for carry on. Someone say I be devil. You know, naturally no. I be good devil. In my identification of devil that man will not know. We get to make sure say all the leaders and then we Macron and all French diplomats, Buhari and all representatives for the government, Paul Biya and then Antonio Guterres. We have to target some of this country. We target even the Chinese people them. We have to target because we have to make sure say meaning eggs, now right. Eggs, tomatoes, all these products that you harvest for natural resources. Why? When we shoot at now, it will give interest for media. It will give interest for foreign media. Say, why the group of people they will do particular flag, then they shoot X for people them. They will find way for bringing to interview with. Now one big way that will get, now big thing that will get for stadium for United Nations General Assembly. So, make no man not fail for come. I bet. If you listen today, share this video, send them for your sister for America, share them for all groups. Me, anybody stay for America, me no say, you got to start take permission now. You got to start take permission now. You take permission now because we need you for big day for New York. Me, I go day. I will personally take initiative for arrange for buses from here. People they won't go. I should say government go do them. Other groups they go do them. But we got to go with the idea for our heads. Me they know say tomato and eggs go pass to that place. We go get to cause a lot of issues with that tomato and eggs. That is what we're going to do. Them, I did talk the one on record. I know say FBI watch me. Now my right for teach my people the way to do for create awareness for that case of genocide. Also, I preach I'm not self-defense. I never preach anything contrary to self-defense. So, if any man he say go take my video down for FBI or for American government, they have a man go don't do them before they take my video go down for embassy, say they repatriate me. They got to think twice because I'm a bona fide resident of this country, bona fide with a social security and ID card, and I work and I stay in this country. I can go to any state and to anywhere, anytime. So they never get everything. So I tell them, I say, we must go with tomatoes for New York. Any Southern California, you listen me the time. That's what's going to happen. On the 18th, put up your head, I beg, write up your book. Tomorrow on Monday, go for your workplace, go call off one time. Why you live now for Washington State, or now for Washington DC, or you live now for New Jersey, or you live now for Virginia, for Maryland, for Minnesota, you live now for Alabama, or you live now for wherever you live in it. You know, you get for go take this permission from your work now. 1 day for work off. You come for money time, the next day go be back for work, it not will kill you. Now for the sake of Ambazonia, you got to take that initiative now. So I want to see the opportunity for thank the Akosons, where they live all the way from Ohio for come the Washington DC march. God bless Akoson Raymond and wife for the support where they give me during this conference as one of the hosts of activism for here. So we got to take that initiative. So New York on the 18th, all man get for day. All man get for day for New York on the 18th. If you live for Canada, excuse me, everybody want fly from Europe, come from France. When I get for start the planning because now event for you can write your name for history. For take tomato so shoot them for Macron's skin. For take rotten eggs, shoot them for Tanga and Japan skin. Now the only place you will get opportunity to do that one. Now the only place you will go shoot like 10 eggs for one of your brothers they kill them. Now the only place you go shoot like 20 eggs for your village where they burn them. Now the only place you go shoot eggs to you go house you be satisfied because you go don't create some impact where no other group for revolutionaries they don't ever create them. So now the opportunity this way don't present itself, and of course we're going to make sure say we not miss out on that opportunity. Now, with this said, I want to end this talk with this issue for of course, before I go for this last point, might just bring reflex on what is up and right and go down. Maybe a lot of people don't know. The revolution now, after I don't talk all the time, I'll talk the one before I conclude. You see the stage where this Friday, man make them very clear. Man make them very clear to anybody, all man will watch me, anytime. The only thing if it do now say, this thing, if it delay small. If it delay small. But if it clear, we don't get independence. Now just time now we need to coordinate ourselves to finally take the territory completely. You know why I say don't get independence? Because all man from Pekin, when they just born them, he don't already know say the Amazonia. Pekin don't already know say the Amazonia. So now what I talk from the beginning of this show say the least thing if you console any Amazonia, the least now independence. I mean them say independence will be now some small way for console to about the fight, like Republicans don't lost the fight long time ago. Now, to this main thing, I want to appeal to all the leaders, and I want to make a small correction for, because my serious concern. During the Unity Conference, leaders will be agree. Chemlona, why I will call you because I know say, will not be probably understand a couple of things. So we not say cooperation there for 5 levels: diplomacy, defense, communication, finance, and one other stuff. I think I won't forget. So the most important thing we go bring all the other way when I function for all the other things na finance. And I want to talk one very important thing. The most important thing that to sell across a point, and I want to try to be very raw about this point, and at the same time civil. Now, something that we call and say emergency and embargo for process for revolution. Emergency and embargo. Now, when you get an emergency situation, you must put embargo on the other things. It means you must make sure say something they get for day way, they not get for the happen, so that the emergency situation will come into play. Because if you leave the old things immediately go on, the another thing won't follow up, not will ever happen. Because for how long you want to keep the old chain running before you introduce the new one? That should be a big question. It brings me to this issue of unitary bank account. I want to talk without contradicting anybody. I want to talk without fear of favor. Say, we not fit for any reason encourage any group for continue for collect money. Now, I just make the point. For that day for that unity conference, the leaders collectively, some people they just can write for Facebook and don't know what will happen. And why that way I always laugh because they always embarrass themselves. The money where they be raise some, we have to be privileged for raise $10,000 as a person. That money they not be given for IG or for Sokadep or for ATF. They be given for Ambazonia, for that unity fund, for that night. So Waters Kaya can be announced a cash app number will be for general for everybody. Now, the issue why they ask and I say, why leaders not just take the initiative if they feel raise money for that day one for that conference as a group? Why not just use that money for create a unitary bank account after they don't agree behind closed doors? Now they work for an activist for can put fire on them. They make sure say they push this particular thing through, because once we get a unitary bank account, it will stop all this fighting. It will stop this one way. So person who can't do something for social media way must vex you for can't talk. Because as you know, my role for this movement now for give strength for ground zero. Now for be as transparent as possible. Now for make sure say me all man get hope when every hope not there. Now, people not understand what to go on. No way, not their way. When you talk about emergency and embargo, you know, tell America say, me just manage with the Zimbabwe. Why did they try for CDT? No. America did embargo say not traveling for Zimbabwe until further notice. Wait to get know that say some of these leaders or this group they don't get money will be pending for their accounts. They feel using money the time they run, why they stop all donations for groups, and then they now create that unitary bank account. For can't talk say me group them continuously collect money. You simply talk and say me they not ever unite, me they ever continue for the getting fight, because as soon as they continue to give them money, they don't ever think about the unitary bank account. But the only way for solve this an emergency problem, now for put an embargo on collection of funds. Now we put an embargo on giving them anything. So we can't talk say me group that they continue for collect money simply because some person don't talk say they give money for some group, and the only way if you defend that person now for try to bring some logic and politics say me group that continue for collect money. So we're not there for that stage for politics again for the movement. I'll be talk for it because for the sake of the movement. But I don't talk for some of these activism already yesterday. I talk with Dr. Makongo. I tell you, say all this activism, when they come for Facebook, can they talk about money? They get a problem. Any group or person where they come this time for can ask money for a particular group, now dishonest person. And any person where can support that idea, now a more dishonest person. So this one be very, very clean and clear. say will not fit at this juncture. Why you talk say group dey not control for function? They get money wey don already be for their accounts. So those groups dem make they use that money. Why they make sure say they put this unit, they already collect about $50,000. If it just be natural say make they using money for create a unitary bank account, so that will drop $1 there. So you never come because say your friend don't can't tell me they give money. You can't talk say fine for give money for groups. That one be dishonest. Will not be support the kind of thing. And you know, I always want me to talk before I can talk. And I want to talk to one very clearly. And I make the pledge for fair for Facebook because I don't do contributions where support they still have a question simply because if you go now for a group. When I raise $10,000 there, I not see no activists apart from a few like Kemi Ashu and the rest, and they can't congratulate me. But when it comes to money where they know say down from the side, we not get access to know how it pass, they start type of question. When the unitary bank account will come, now they go know who them be who for contribute money. Because that time it not be a matter for IG or AGC. It go be a matter where AGC man go there to see how you put the money for the account. You go know how you put the money because the only way we feel live as an activist, for be honest, you know, the only way we feel live as an activist, for be honest, now for show your own widow's might, for contribute your own widow's might. At this juncture, will not fit ever. I will talk today, tomorrow, and next tomorrow about the issue for money. Say any man when he come for social media can talk as an individual after unitary conference. Talk say me they give money for group. The man a criminal. I will talk today, tomorrow, and I will talk forever. Say this particular group of persons where the one can talk about money for individual groups, they get big problem because some man of that talk say he accept unitary bank account, but no, listen. People they get to know one thing. This issue now a revolution where when you look at the future, and you must place an embargo for force these leaders them for bring with this bank account quick. If the leader they fit continue for collecting money as groups for the next 1 year, will not still get the bank account. Will not be ever get this bank account. I'll just answer some person. I will share all activities I post. Go to my wall, you see. Those posts that are very important, I share them from everybody. Go to my wall, you see I share activist posts. So that's not an issue. So this unity bank account, if you talk say me put the control for the collect money, me say don't talk say me the account not ever be. The only way where we fit get this account now for stop them, now for punish them, because their power rely now on the collection of money. So while they collect that money for the next 10 months, they will collect as groups. They can cause confusion because another group can sabotage another group for get more money, and it means say all along this matter will not fight for Washington don't go in vain. Now they don't collect over $50,000 as a team. That money get for don't go for groups, so I will not get any kind of Tom, Dick, and Harry. They come for Facebook. Even when the person lack credibility, they can't talk to me. They still give money. Will not be ever doing so. Will not be give money for anybody at this time. I don't talk for everybody where they call me, all the leaders and where they call me. I tell them say me Eric TATAW, are they completely absolutely for unitary bank account. Whether IG say the government and then the other people in that group, they got to come together because they decide to come together for Washington. They be hold conference for press club as a team. They not go say now AGC this, now this, or now more exists. They be hold that team as Ambazonians. They talk. That when they report, they report what they do. Now Ambazonia report, not be issue for some group. So we must go above groups. Any activist where you know I go clean the conscience. I don't talk today say make no activists no can talk about group. Because whether you say be King Kong for activism, when you can talk about group, I'll tell for your face say down you be dishonest. I need to fear that one. But I don't talk today, I don't want to call them because I want to say man satisfied to put them for the first time. When I don't go but not be witness. Because me as Eric TATAW, man make a know. One thing about me, I say, I don't know if I see way na lala I should not quite. It be very clean and clear. Of course, people don't know one thing. But at this time, people they must know, say, whether or not you like them, now by force for form the unitary bank account. If they not form the unitary bank account, any other leader will go step out from somewhere. Different from these leaders, he can't carry for unify all the counties or get a unitary bank account. We go put the money for them if we trust him. So me, all the leaders they take note. At the top without fear or favor. And they look no group for a face because no group, I not get no interest for no group. I not get no interest for no government. So whether or not they like them, this is how it's supposed to go. If the unitary bank account they like between the time they come out Washington, they become for announcer. If God will be at the biggest news from Washington, say Ambassador now get a business account where they run around, and then all we would put $1 a day. Between that time and now, that account will actually get $8 million. But why? Why are we still accepting? Why are we still accepting people talking about groups? The only person get interest because some people they know say once this account become a unitary account, they don't get access to talk anything about people and money. They don't get access to talk anything about people and money. So they only push the idea for group. For in fact, when man can talk about group and money, if you give me one impression, say the only one make sure say the movement remain for long when they continue for the appear for social media. Because if you ask some of these our boys where they talk, where they make noise, say make they delete Facebook from their phones. May they not use Facebook. May they only go for background. Like always other people they fight for background to do contribution, rally fund. How we change that they do them. May they go for background. May not come for Facebook and talk again. They not go exist. They not go exist because the problem now about for them for can't talk on Facebook till they not be relevant, till they be contrary to the ideas of unity. No way not they will fit talk say will fit clean for contribute money for groups. I don't talk for all the group leaders. I talk yes the other day we talk call even Dr. Kwang my name. Say at this time we need people who be straightforward. We don't need politics. We don't need some man for can support friend because something they way when red clothes don't suck for oil, it don't suck for oil. The color of it change. That's the point that people don't know. If you use white, you become Bazonian movement. You like white clothes and oil. You activists, you be white clothes, people in the oil. When they dirty you because they don't go fall for the because oil need a dirty man for not if you not fall inside oil. So people should know this. Today, at the talk they hear me because the beliefs that they talk true. Tomorrow, if I start talk like the Korean and not here, I go lost to credibility and popularity. So that one a fact. To any activist where you talk about individual contribution, me take and for me say that is being dishonest. Say at this time we get to forget about personal interest and put the 10 million people of Ambazonia ahead. As for my trip to Boya and any other money, I don't talk repeatedly say now the wrong platform this for ask about my trip to Boya because I don't talk about my trip to Boya many times. I don't call to take IG poll they be insult me. I didn't talk the one even yesterday some activists making noise to some group about my own contributions about the do. I just look at I just laugh. I just wait and I say they will go calm about that issue. Now I will show you my joker. So people not ask only my trip to Boya. You ask my trip to Boya. You therefore ask Red Dragon money. You ask Sunday Offering. You ask ADF. You ask Morix. You ask Sokadet. You therefore ask all man accounts. Not be only one man guy for the account. As for me, I don't already ask enough account from all man, and I'll continue for the ask them when people they try to go astray. So any other thing, I think I don't digest almost everything. At this juncture, I'll call on all ground forces for enforce with zero tolerance the issue of no school. We don't talk say school no good day, and never again are we going to have schools until we get this independence. Now, think that way that we probably won't hear, and I exactly wait that way it get for be. They no one hear about semi school not resume, and we'll make sure semi school not resume. A lot of people they talk about county by county. So far, an idea will be commendable, and I trust the leader they work on. I'll continue for the preach that strategy because once we implement them, we'll not get all these things where people will can't talk. Because no man will can't talk on group. People will can't talk now on behalf of their counties. And when your county not find you trustworthy, because it'll be an issue of elections or voting or scrutiny, you're simply not going to find place within your county because a lot of we do talk on social media way for our own village and our county will not be talk. No man will choose we. So people need talk now because if you say now just issue no matter for groups. We don't pass state for group. We agree without doubt say during the unitary conference they will accept semi groups, they keep their identities. What it means say now a coalition. And when you become in the formation of a coalition like a country, all your identity will be maintained just as a human being. When you do things as a group, you do things as one. It's like how you go for school. If you go for GHS Limbe, you need to go as Eric Tato for event. You go as GHS Limbe student, but you keep your personal identity as Eric Tato. You did an American. Where you go for World Cup, you be American. you go for the Ghanaian, you go for World Cup, you be Ghanaian, you need to go as Samoa Gyan, they call that name now. You go as a Ghanaian player, you go as an Ambazonian player, and you go as an individual, but you keep your identity. So those groups, they maintain their identities, but the areas for cooperation, it remain primordial in terms of finance, in terms of communication. Now the lack of communication make yesterday 6 activities a day online one time. 6 activities a day online for the same time because communication be lacking. So I just look and so I just laugh. So without saying, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for this great show. And I want to understand, any man we can't turn, no man not donate money for no group. No group. They don't bring that Unity Bank account, they forget when I do nothing for the various counties. Until they bring them, then we will know okay, they're not ready for prosecute this movement till the final end. Without that, then they will have been wasting their time. So God bless you now. We love our leaders and we pray that this unity is real and that they should bring us the Unity Bank account because normally all activists, any activist will be very truthful. You can place an embargo on collection of funds as individuals for the emergency realization of the Unity Bank account. That's what I talk about, emergency and embargo. Thank you. Stay blessed.